Welcome to the Bridge Podcast. Joining us today are Chief Gustavo Paiz, the new Chief of Safety and Security for Rialto Unified School District, along with Victor Ramirez, Safety Operations Supervisor, and Reedta Reed, Lead Safety Intervention Officer. Today's conversation highlights school safety, student support, and the people doing the important work each day to keep our campuses safe and connected. Let's get started.
We literally have a new chief in town. So we are so excited to have you, Chief Paiz. And of course, Officer Reed is here, as well as our Supervisor Victor Ramirez. Safety team, so much going on with Rialto Unified School District Safety Department. And I cannot get started with asking with a question. So first, I want to say the Chief of our Safety and Security, Gustavo Paiz. Welcome to Rialto Unified School District. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, thank you for having us. It's a pleasure of being here. I come from being in public service for 30 years, and my career started as a police explorer with the Whittier Police Department, knowing that I wanted to be a police officer at a young age. And there I was exposed to riding along with sworn police officers. I got exposed to a lot of things, and then I became a youth recreation leader, where I was part of the Whittier Youth Network.
Oh, excellent.
And that was my first introduction to youth. And so I served as a role of a mentor, as a leader. It was an after-school program where our students would come and we would mentor them with just life skills and homework, and took them to field trips. And then shortly after that, I became a community service officer with the Whittier Police Department. I did that for a little over 3 years, and then I put myself through the academy. And then right at 22, I became a police officer. And so I...
In that same area, in the LA area?
No, I then grew up in the city of Whittier, Santa Fe Springs area, and then I put myself through Rio Hondo Police Academy. And then the beautiful city of Desert Hot Springs came out and recruited. They needed some young, enthusiastic blood, and they saw me, and they offered me a job. And that is where I landed and spent 20 years of my career there. And I can't thank them enough for what they did for me.
Yeah, it kind of let a foundation. And then you went back to K-12 to support students, because you started off at age 16 as an explorer. Yep. So you went back to kind of your first love.
I did.
Excellent.
Yes.
Excellent. Well, I'm going to come back to you, and I want to say hello to Officer Reed as well. So it's Reedta. Reed.
Yes.
So Officer Reed, now I know that it says right here, you're the Lead Safety Intervention Officer. What does that mean for our parents, our students, and everyone watching? So what school site are you at? And tell us a little bit about your responsibilities as an officer.
So I'm at Eisenhower High School. My responsibilities is to take care of, first and foremost, the school and the students, make sure they're safe. I also am in charge of leading my safety team, making sure they're where they're supposed to be and at an adequate time and place. I provide a lot of interventions throughout the day. After school, I provide interventions. I'm a bridge builder's mentor. Those are the things I do on a daily basis.
Tell me, what is a bridge building mentor?
A bridge builder mentor is a mentor who we take a group of students and we do educational field trips. We have educational classroom workshops where we teach them how to do vision boards, or just basically teach them how to thrive as adults, young adults to adulthood. We just mentor in their life. They have challenges outside of school. We help them with that. Sometimes we have to communicate with parents. Sometimes I have to do interventions on the parents. I'm just there for them. Like sometimes we have to take them to shop, or they might need some extra stuff for home, and I provide that for them.
So
just
it's a
be there for them.
Program
it's just a mentor
for students
program,
and also for parents.
Absolutely.
Oh, excellent.
Absolutely.
And it's done in the summertime during the school year.
It's done during the school year, and also we just had our first launch of summer school this year, and it was actually a great success.
Excellent. And of course, you can find a lot of this information on our website at rialtousd.org.
Absolutely.
If you hit safety intervention and supports, and you'll see all that information.
Absolutely.
As well. Giving you a shameless plug. Giving ourselves
Absolutely.
one. Thank you for being here, Officer
No
Reed. And I also want to say hello to our Supervisor, Victor Ramirez. I know, Victor, you have been in the district for, I would say, about 2 decades.
Yes. Yes.
Tell us a little bit about your roles and responsibility as a supervisor, and where did you start in Rialto Unified School District?
Well, if I'm being honest, I started in the 3rd grade at Simpson Elementary School. And from
It's a good
there,
place to start.
Absolutely.
California Distinguished School.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So I started off at Simpson, went to Rialto Middle. I did a small little stint, if you will, at Bloomington High School. My sister was a senior at that time, and then I came back, of course, to my stomping grounds, Rialto, and graduated from Eisenhower. So I'm a former student of the district, and then
I did too.
As I was going throughout my career, trying to figure out my personal path, I came across the academy, and I decided, you know what, I want to go to the academy and see where it goes from there. Saw a little article on the paper from the director at that time of the safety department, was a former dean of mine at Rialto Middle, Jerry Sturmer. So I said, hey, that's Jerry Sturmer. I'm going to give him a call. So
That was Chief Sturmer.
Yes, he was. Yeah.
Good
So
guy.
I gave him a call. He said, come on down. I'll interview you right now. I was like, okay, let's do this. So I did. And he said, okay, as soon as you graduate the academy, you're going to be a sub, and I got you, and you'll be hired on. So that's where my career started here in Rialto Unified, not only just as a student, but as a resident of Rialto as well. And Rialto's my home. It's always been my home. And even though I don't live in the city, it's going to continue always to be my home. I have family who still live here, and I have family who work for the district as well, who themselves were former students.
Great.
Yeah, absolutely. And then
We always like to come back.
yes, we do.
Absolutely.
That's one thing that always happens is I run into old friends and I live here still. I work in the district, and I was like, wow, you do. And I even see families who have children that are district, and they're former friends of mine from the district. So it's cool.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
So-
I want to come back to you, and I am going to get back to you because I know you raised your hand, like so am I. I saw that.
Yes.
I see everything. So I do want to ask, Chief, you have impressively, this is kind of impressive, and you were not the one who told me this. I was talking to, because of course in Colton we have Chief Vega, and then we have Dr. Mark Kling, who is our Rialto police chief in the city of Rialto. But I had heard through the grapevine that you actually, and this is very cool, you're a graduate of the FBI National Academy. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so my journey to the Yellow Brick Road started when, so I say that because when you graduate the FBI National Academy, they give you a yellow brick. And so
To throw at someone?
not necessarily. So you wanna you earn it, right? You
It's a
earn
joke,
it
it's a joke,
after
right?
you earn it after you go through a physical training course.
Uh-huh.
And so and after the completion of the National Academy. So my journey to the FBI National Academy was when I was a community service officer at Whittier PD, and I saw a lot of leaders within the organization in their office that had this yellow brick. And
Now, is it gold or is it yellow?
It's yellow.
It's yellow,
It's
okay.
yellow. And I always asked what that brick meant, where they got it from.
Right.
And there was a few that was scattered in a couple offices at the station. So one of the lieutenants says, oh, that's from the FBI National Academy. And I said to myself, I'm like, I'm going to go there one day. And so my dream came true. And so I submitted my application. Amongst the application, 1% of all law enforcement
Are accepted.
Are accepted,
I know.
right?
Absolutely.
And particularly in a leadership role. And so I got selected. There's many people who submit their application and wait 10 years to get selected. I submitted my application and got selected within 3 to 4 months. So I was very fortunate to be selected. And so I got
Well, hit me with a ton of bricks.
to Virginia. I got to Virginia, and I was amongst the finest leaders in public safety, and not only nationally but worldwide.
Yeah, this is
And
the FBI Academy,
FBI
and they
National
hold
Academy.
it in Virginia. And how many months, how many weeks, what is the...
So it's 2.5 month program,
Right.
And it's curriculum based out of University in Virginia, and it goes through leadership. It subjects you and exposes you to the different facets that public safety you would come across. For example, in your role, public information officer, how to be a good servant in transformational leadership, also in good governance,
Right.
in public safety. So overall, when you come out and graduate that course, you are ready for a leadership chief's type role in an organization.
And voila.
And here we are.
And here we are. So no, it's very impressive because you're right. It gives you going in through the National Academy, and I think they only hold 3 a year. Or
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
and so I'm familiar with it, but one day you're going to have to come back and show us your brick now because you've earned the brick.
Yes.
What does the yellow brick mean? What's the significance of the? Am I the only one asking? Like I'm interested.
Yeah, so it means the dedication that you have for your public service, and the dedication that you have for public safety.
Okay.
And the delivery the sacrifices that got you there, whether it's sacrifices personally, sacrifices that your family made for them to see you or for you to see yourself in that leadership role. Because not only did I make that sacrifice, but I was away from my family.
Right.
In very critical parts with my daughters who were going through high school, and I missed a lot of those important events.
Right.
But at the same time, it was a sacrifice that they knew that I wanted to achieve to get me where I wanted to be.
And I'm glad that you've explained that to me because it shows that you have that experience and the training, and that's what's so important. And I want to touch a little bit based on that training. There was training that's held, and there are trainings that are held for our safety intervention officers. Can you talk a little bit, Officer Reed, about the latest training that you've received?
The latest training we just went through was PROACT training. It's just basically de-escalation methods on how to de-escalate a situation when, students are off their baseline, basically, or not in their right, stance.
State of mind,
There you go, state of mind. And it was a great training. I recommend that training to be across the board for all staff members, not just safety, because it's actually a beneficial training.
And I think we've said this often enough, but it's nice to repeat it. School safety is not just a responsibility of safety officers. It's a responsibility of everyone on
Absolutely.
campus. It's a shared responsibility, as you
Absolutely.
mentioned, and it's a personal responsibility that if you see something, you say something, and then you have the ability to do
Absolutely.
something.
Absolutely.
And so thank you. And as a supervisor, what are some of the things that we can look forward to in the Rialto Unified School District in ways of programs and training? Because she just talked about something, Officer Reed just spoke about what they just had, which was robust, and it was comprehensive training in PROACT. What else do we offer?
Well, aside from de-escalation training, we also train our officers in CERT, which is Community Emergency Response Training. We know that keeping our students safe is extremely important to all of our officers and our staff. And what we do with that is we train all our officers in the incident command systems. So if there is ever an emergency at our school sites, our officers are ready to act and respond accordingly to their training and to what is allotted by our officers. Of course, we work closely with the rest of our emergency services out there, whether it's PD and fire or even county emergencies. But we want our officers to be prepared to be able to handle any situation on our campus, because what we know for an emergency is the other departments respectfully are going to worry about what's going on in the city before they get to us. So we want our officers to be fully prepared. Aside from us, community emergency response training, they're also trained in Stop the Bleed. So if they do come across any of our students or even of our staff for that matter that may have serious injuries, they can then provide the services that needed based on their training. So all of that training is extremely important. So you get both ends, the safety aspect as well as the student mental health part.
And I think that's excellent because you did talk about the fact that, we have to deal with the issue whenever it rises, and it's not rampant, but when it arises,
Yes.
It might be isolated incidents, but we have to handle the situation as best to our knowledge, our training. But we do know that we work very well with our local law enforcement. They are our backup. They run in, they support us. We talked a little bit about training. We talked about programs. The social emotional aspect, because I know you and I have spoken before, and I think what is so wonderful with Chief Paiz is that he brings that, when you mentioned de-escalation, the communication piece, the empathy piece, the relationship building piece. This is what he wants to thrive at, rather than the takedown and the, that's so antiquated and outdated. So talk a little bit to me about that, your philosophy on that one, dealing with our wonderful youth.
Yes.
So to touch on that, we all come from different paths, right? And we all come from different upbringings. And it is our responsibility to make sure that the minute our student steps foot on anything related to our district, whether it's a bus stop, whether it's a site, anything that's even after school, that they feel that they're loved, that they're welcomed, that they have a sense of belonging. And for the most part, our safety team are the first ones that greet our students, right? And if they're being bussed in, it's that bus driver. If they're being dropped off, it's our safety team greeting them at the gate. And we just want to make sure that our safety officers are greeting them, are showering them with love to make them feel welcome while they're on our site.
And I love that, because I know that our interim superintendent, Dr. Judy White, has mentioned that I choose love and, over hate, or we have unity, we choose unity. But you said something that was really important, because people don't talk about that a lot. They talk about safety, but in order for a child to feel safety, a child has to feel loved. They have to feel wanted. They have to feel like this campus belongs to me and I'm going to take care of it with you. So it's their ownership first. So thank you for saying that. I know that time's running out, but I do want to go to each and every one of you and ask, what is the best thing about working at Rialto Unified School District? I'm looking at Supervisor Ramirez right now. He's smiling. He's like, you're going to go to me first, aren't you?
No, this is a wonderful question, and thank you for asking. One thing that I find absolutely thrilling when working in Rialto is because I came from here, I can literally put myself in each and one of these seats that our students are currently occupying and say, I once was there. And then I can say, how would I want myself or my officers or my staff to treat our students? And then not just that, if this was my child, how would I want them to treat them?
Wow, that's powerful.
Absolutely. That's one thing that I enjoy.
Thank you. And I know you've been waiting, because you're also a product of the Please throw that out there, Officer Reed.
So the reason why I work for the school district is the kids. I totally love the kids. I love to provide the interventions. I feel that that's the only way your campus is going to stay safe and secure is for an intervention. You provide a rapport with them. They look for you when you do the interventions. You are the first person they see, the last person they see. I just love providing, just empathy and just love to the children that they may not be getting from home. That's just what I love to do.
Excellent. And you said you had also graduated from
Eisenhower High School. I did. I
Middle
sure
school?
did. Cole and went to Dunn Elementary. So I am a product of Rialto. I don't just drive in, drive out.
A proud one.
A proud one. Absolutely.
Thank you so much, Officer Reed.
No worries.
And of course, Chief Paiz.
The sense of family and the sense of belonging. Coming here from day one, I felt embraced. And there's a lot of love in the city of Rialto. And the district has taken a lot of first steps, right? Touching on the Unity Summit and touching on just spreading the love, not only in-house, but also that spreads out to the community and ultimately our students, our children, that the minute they step foot on anything that is district, that they feel loved and they feel a sense of belonging. And then when they go back home, that they're spreading that love to their family also.
Excellent. Thank you so much. So, Chief, welcome to Rialto Unified School District. You're ours now, so you're part of this family. And thank you, Officer Reed, for joining us. And thank you, Supervisor Ramirez. I wish you would all come back, maybe towards the end of the school year, and talk about some awesome programs that you're going to offer in the summertime, if you could do that for me.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. And I want to thank you for joining us on the Bridge podcast. I am Saida Joffrey. We will see you next time.